Hey everybody, it's Spring with Soaps and Suds and Such, and I have here a pound of beeswax. This is from our local one of our local beekeepers, and I'm going to be trying to make my own swarm lure. Whether it'll work or not, I have no clue, but I'm going to try to come up with a little recipe and try this and see if we can get it to lure in a swarm. Bring you back. Okay, what we've got here is we've got this pot with water. This is my pot that I use for whatever we might do with beeswax as far as the bees are concerned. Not, you know, making stuff for us, but I've got water in this one. I'm going to use it as a double broiler method, and have made my recipe. I've done a lot of research, and the one oil, not essential oil, but just normal oil that I could find any information on that I know, you know, as far as what I found information on, not going to hurt the bees, is olive oil. So, and I've done a lot of research on that, trying to find if there was another oil, because I have lots of different oils, but it was olive oil. So, over here, I've got my olive oil, which is, now I normally do in grams, but I did this in each one. The olive oil is going to be 80% of this recipe. Now that's not counting our essential oils. I don't count. I'm not going to count them into the recipe. I'm just going to add them at the end. Okay, and it's 80%. The olive oil is. You got 33.6 ounces. Which, if you look on here, this is 4 cups, and then over here you've got 2/3, I think it is, of a cup. So that's olive oil. So 4 cups and 2/3 of a cup. If I'm looking at that right, and I think I am. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be our olive oil. Then our beeswax. I showed you the big old block of beeswax. Well, I split that. So we've got 8.4 ounces of beeswax, or 238 grams of beeswax. That's what we're going to be melting down in our double broiler method over here. Now, containers. I've got several here. Now, you can get these containers on eBay or Amazon. This is just a simple salve container. This is like your little sliding, let's see if I'm doing it. I don't think I can do it with one hand. Honestly, yeah, there we go. Sliding lip balm container, basically, the little metal ones. This would probably be good, you know, if you was carrying it around, like if you were going to just apply some, I guess, to like a swarm box somewhere or something, or just keeping your, you know, whatever, your pocket or whatever, but I'm going to actually be using this one, and just, you know, if this works, I'll refill it. I hope it works. I have no clue, because I've never made a swarm lure before, except for when I mixed up the Swarm Commander with the beeswax, which, you know. And then you could use just a plain old jelly jar, which would work wonderful. This is one that had I used for jelly, but it's clean now. But this would work really good, because, see, get my hand down in there. But I'm not going to use the jelly jar. I'm not going to use that one. So these two won't get used. I'm planning on using this size, and I have several of those. Okay, then also in here, I'm going to be using lemongrass oil. It's 100% pure lemongrass oil. And then I'm going to be using Anise Seed essential oil. And again, I did do, you know, research on this, so I hope it works. But I'm, you know, here's the recipe. If it works for me, I will do a follow-up if our family catches a swarm or something using this method. I will let you know. Okay, and I wanted to add in, you see this olive oil just comes from the grocery store, so beeswax, if you make, if you've got honeybees, then you already have beeswax probably, or you can order it offline. Essential oils, lemongrass, the anise seed oil, you can order offline. I don't get the kind that's for aromatherapy. I always get the pure essential oil because I like the medicinal value of it if I'm using it, as far as like to make a cream or a salve or such. So from everything we've watched on like YouTube, like say the Fat Bee Man talks about using essential oils like the lemongrass, and he said to get the 100% pure, which I just happen to have anyhow, and we've been trying to catch a swarm with it, so I just wanted to add that in. Okay, and this is how I'm going to melt the beeswax. I've just got a pot inside of there. I'm not using a crock pot. We have got some propolis on the sides in there and some older beeswax, so, but that won't hurt the bees. Okay, we got our beeswax melted down. You could let it cool a little bit if you want to. I don't want it to start hardening back up, so I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil, stirring. And it is solidifying in there, if you can see that. Stir, stir, stir. If I'd have let it cool, it wouldn't have done all that. So, I'd probably let it cool next time. Just a little. I don't want it to solidify though. You don't want it to go back to hard stage because you got to add that liquid to it. So, if I do it again though, I think I'll let it cool a little bit. I knew better in making salves, but I'm trying to hurry and get this done. And I'm just stirring it. But you see, you added that cold oil into that hot wax. That's why you seen the solidification, how it was solidifying in there. If we let our beeswax cool a little bit, we wouldn't have seen as much of that. For one, my cooking thermometer has gone out on me, so I don't even fool with it anymore. I've got to get me a new one someday. Look over my bird. She's mouthy today. Wouldn't have had to done all this stirring if I just let that cool a little bit. But I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, I want that just a little more liquidy, so I've stuck it back on I'm actually holding it up off of the water in the double broiler method, because where I didn't let it cool, remember, let it cool just a little bit before you pour in your cold oil. But where I didn't do that, I had lumpies, and I don't want lumpies because I want my essential oil to melt in there really good. So I'm holding it up over that, and it is melting. I'm going to get it back down to a liquid stage, and I'll bring you back before we add in our essential oils. Okay, just remember, let your beeswax cool down a little bit where it's still liquid, but not as hot when you pour in the cold olive oil. I should have done it that way, but I have not made wait a minute. I haven't made any salve, lotion, cream, soap, whatever in a good while, so, and my memory is not so good. But you see, I've got it back down to a liquid. That's what you want, is a liquid. Now I'm going to let this cool off, because you don't want to add your essential oil. Let me see if I can get there. You do not want to add this pour this at high temperatures, because all you'll be doing, just like in making bath and body products, is you'll be burning off the essential oil, and I don't want that. So we have to let this cool down. Okay, it's time. We've got some trying to solidify on us here. Okay, we're going to put our lemongrass oil. We're going to put 30 drops because that's quite a bit of mix there. Now, anise seed oil. We're going to use 5 drops of anise seed oil. Okay, I got them poured. As you can see, I did do 2 jelly jars. This little amount right here, we're planning on using to see if it works. I hope I got my recipe right. There's different percentages, you know, that you can use of beeswax to a salve to make it more scoopable or firmer, harder. So I'm hoping. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and you want to see future videos on this, because we're going to make some more. We're going to make one, you know, actually using this swarm lure that we done a recipe on, and then we will do updates to let you know if it even works, or if we have activity from it, or whatever. So if you enjoy that and you want to make sure you don't miss those videos, remember to click subscribe, hit that little bell. That'll notify you every time I upload. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Happy beekeeping, soaping, whatever you may be doing today.